What up, Bulls Nation? We've got a live CHGO Bulls podcast coming up right now. On today's show, some plus and minus, trends we like and trends we don't over the last week of Bulls action. Plus, big news yesterday morning from Shams Charania. The NBA growing to 32 teams as soon as the 28-29 NBA season. What ripple effects and impact could there have on the Bulls, especially if one particular team moves from the West to the East? We'll talk about that next. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome into the CHGO Bulls podcast. Coming to you live from Studio West. A rare change of scenery here in our downtown CHGO headquarters on Tuesday afternoon. I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. That's Big Day. Bam! BWL Sports. Will the Goat Gottlieb. Will_Gottlieb. Read your stuff, allchgo.com. Become a diehard. Promo code GOAT. And Queen of the Controls rocking with us today, the one and only Sam.
What's up, sir? I appreciate your little nod to the holiday today.
Dude, I am shocked by how few people around this office are wearing green. I know Chicago is like, oh, they died in the river the Saturday before. Today is St. Patrick's Day.
I was more of like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday St. Patty's, and then today I went all black and wore some red Jordans.
Looks good on you. Looks good on you.
I mean, there's never anything wrong with choosing to wear a pair of Jordans. I'm wearing a pair of Jordans right now.
There you go.
They aren't green though. I don't have a pair of green Jordans. It's just like too much green.
I do have.
And then you just start accidentally looking like a Packers fan. Nobody wants
it's
wants
just
that.
The right amount of green. It's the hint of green in it, man. But I definitely have Jordan 3s. You'll see them in the summer.
Any green trim in that lovely flag you're rocking today, Goat? It looks like blue
yellow
and yellow.
Trim, blue and orange.
Nah, he's the lumberjack of the crew, man.
Yeah.
He's got to be right. Matt's got tons of flannels.
Oh, yeah.
We're both high on flannels.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, honestly, like this is one of my favorite pieces of Chicago sport. Like, check out the freaking shamrocks on the shoulders instead of numbers. Like,
do you guys wish they still did the
here.
green Bulls jerseys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I thought they were very nice. I enjoyed those jerseys.
Did you get your green Derrick Rose bobblehead for the year, Goat?
I did not.
Oh, shucks.
Sadly.
What's going on?
CBI said, I feel
Nation.
you, sir. I feel you 100%.
Shout out Juan, the Shy Bulls. Hey, what up, Guilty? What's going on, everybody? All right, so
before you get into that,
yeah, sure.
Can we give?
You want to give an acknowledgement to
what's happening right here?
Beautiful piece of hardware.
This piece of hardware, this beautiful hardware, signifying that we have over 100,000 subscribers. Thank y'all. We appreciate it, Patrick. Hand over heart. We appreciate it, man. We are very excited about this here at CHGO. This will be on all the shows for sure.
Are we the first show to display it?
We are the very first show to display this.
Go.
See it, look at it, enjoy it, and then understand another one will be coming behind that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, what color is the million when you hit a million?
I think it's gold. Is it gold?
No,
or is it 100 or 200?
Gold. So the million is gold. You get a gold play button. This is our silver play button. I think you get something at 500,000.
Yeah, I think you get something at
$1 million. The gold one is like, isn't that like 10 million or something?
Yeah.
Well, there's one way to find this out.
I was going to say.
I'm
sure YouTube will tell you.
So hit the subscribe button.
Hit the subscribe button.
Yeah. What's going on, Bears Bulls for life? Leon Sanders, Juan, appreciate you, man. Yeah, so that's actually something that we did, late December? We actually crossed that threshold. We had that long show that lasted a good chunk of the afternoon into the early evening as we crossed 100K. But we just finally got the hardware.
Oh, so there's silver at 100,000. There's gold at $1 million.
There you go.
There's a Diamond Creator Award at $10 million.
Ooh.
And then there's the Red Diamond Creator Award at $100 million.
100 million YouTube subscribers.
We on that one?
Is there a list of people who have that actually?
I'm sure it's a short one, but I'm sure it's a list.
We'd all get raises. That'd I'd be so
freaking better.
100 million people.
We better get him before that, Sarah.
My YouTube mind goes to that. Your page would just be like profiting like crazy.
No kidding. Shout out Fine Day. Appreciate you, man. Yeah. And shout out to everybody who has subscribed and is a part of that 100 plus K.
Yeah.
If you aren't subscribed yet, now's your chance. It is free to subscribe to the CHGO Sports YouTube channel, by the way. And then you get awesome alerts anytime we go live. Comes in handy, especially during, trade deadline season when we get a lot of emergency pods firing off. And then, before you know it, it's going to be free agency season.
Yeah.
Another emergency pod time of year.
Another time, baby.
I'm expecting a lot of changes in this offseason.
So many.
Goat time. Goat's going to be cooking.
We're going to sign 2 or 3 more Buzelis.
Maybe
we're going to keep the one we have now.
Oh, my God. There's more?
But wait. All right, guys. Let's dive into some plus minus, shall we? Goat, I feel like you haven't gone first in a while. Would you like to go first?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Number 1, Modest, Buzelis, scoring, the basketball. Sarah, would you be so kind as to show the good people his numbers over the last 5 games compared to the ones before that? It's a little small for me to see, but 26 a night over the last 5 games.
Let's go.
And what I love to see also is the efficiency stay the same, if not improve in a lot of these areas. We've talked a lot about how oftentimes when a player's usage increases, their efficiency goes down. Well, over the last 5 games, Modest Buzelis' usage is 27.2. His season usage is 22.6. So up basically 5 points, percentage points there. And you're seeing 2-point percentage go up by 6%. You're seeing 3-point percentage actually go down. And I think a lot of that is because he's taken harder ones.
Volume,
the degree of difficulty, the volume there. And the free throw percentage going way up. You see the free throw rate actually go down at the very bottom there, 25.2 over the course of the first 62 games, but 23.2. That's a percentage of his total shots. So why I'm not discouraged by that is because you still see his free throw attempts going up from 2.9 to 4.6. So increasing his foul attempts, scoring more efficiently, and doing it on higher usage, those are all signs of somebody taking a big step forward. So not only do you like to see that, you like to see the defensive numbers staying the same. And so what you're seeing right now from Modest is a step forward. We'll see if it sustains. Obviously, a lot of this is going to be buoyed by his 41-point performance in Golden State. That's great, but he's been up around 20 in almost every single one of these games here. He's been up around 4.5 free throw attempts. He's still been getting 2 blocks a game. I mean, he's doing everything that I think even the most optimistic fans would have been really happy with at the start of the season. He is delivering, and that can only be considered a good thing for the Bulls.
Yes, shout out to Juan, who said in the chat, Billy just let Modest play. Sunglass emoji.
But
That's right.
I think it's more than that. I think that they have, and just talking with both of those guys, they have, I think, taken a step forward in their relationship in terms of Billy trusting Modest with the basketball, trusting him and encouraging him to do a little bit more with it and to play with a little bit more freedom. And, I think the Bulls were right to really put him in a box as maybe strong, but like really have guardrails on what he was allowed to do. And I think when you remove Kobe White and Ayo and Vooch, they need more scoring creation. You can't just have Giddey and Trey Jones doing everything. And Modest has had to step up, and he is delivering. So this is part of the growth. This is part of the process. But I don't think it's just this was Modest all along, and now he's got the scope. I think he's taken real strides in understanding what he needs to do to deliver and to be productive within his minutes and within his role, which I still don't think is like fully expanded. Like the world is your oyster.
Yeah.
But he's certainly been able to do a lot more, and credit to him for stepping into that.
He's been outstanding, bro. Like, he's been amazing, and it's been fun to see, even from that 41-point performance, just how he got that 41 was real skill. And I think that's the best part about it. It wasn't just he caught a heater or anything like that. Like, no, look at his three-pointer shooting that game. Like, it wasn't great, but he was attacking. And I like how you said that, like the guardrails that they put on him. Like, that's true. They definitely put them on him. And when they removed some of the people around him, then they took off some of those guardrails. Because the fact that I'm getting to see him shoot at least even one mid-range shot is exciting to me. And he just looks more comfortable out there and more sure of himself out there, which is why he's out there talking to Luka. You know what I mean? Because that comes with being comfortable and confident in your game. And those are great things to see from a guy you're expecting big things from if you want this team to go anywhere. Even if the Bulls get this top draft pick, you still need Modest to be something on this team if you expect them to go anywhere. So, no, it's been really great to see.
Shout out to our guy Guilty in the chat who said, we'll see what he does against real competition now. Ma's my dog, but I need more than March antics to be confident. I love to see it from, though, March hoops are real.
That's very fair.
That's actually perfectly, I don't know if you have thoughts on Modest, Matt, but
go for it.
That perfectly leads into my minus,
there
which
you go.
is you already know what I'm going to say. You already know what I'm going to choose with this.
This looks more like a meathead grade when we get to our end of season player grade.
I'm rubbing off on Go, baby.
You already know
rubbing
what
off on Go.
This is. Didn't we do this last year with the triple doubles and with the half court heaves and the 15 and 5? Like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing to see that, but we know what this time of year means. And I think getting stuck in this trap of like, oh my God, the step that they're taking in March is real. Like there needs to be a much larger sample size. And that's not really just with Modest or just with Giddey or any of these guys, but it's about the direction of the organization. We talked to Billy a couple weeks ago about the post All-Star run last year, and he said it was great, but when the lights turned on and we had to play Miami in a playing game, they got killed. And so like he wasn't somebody that, and that like you oftentimes don't hear Billy diverting from the organizational message. That was the one time I can remember of recent vintage where he has said like something in contrast with what Arturs was saying, which is that like he knew that the 15 and 5 thing didn't mean all that much because of how they lost in the play-in. And so when you're basing going into this season, talking about it from last year, into next season with the same team, making the only move that you make, Lonzo for Okoro, and then expecting to take a big leap, they just ended back up in the middle, which is where they were. And now you've wasted another year, and now you're starting the rebuild, and now you're doing it in a season where you already have 24 wins, and it's very difficult to get yourself in the tank race in earnest. So you already know. I mean, it's the same stuff we've been talking about this whole time that we've been doing this CHGO thing and collecting 100,000 followers and subscribers.
It is the same thing. We did already know.
We knew.
Dude, the Bulls are 4-4 in March. Like, but I mean, that's not as impressive as of a record that AK can brag about in his season-ending press conference as what did they finish? 15 and 5,
15 and 5 still on the table.
I'm about
in the
to say
final
it's
20.
still time left, man. Still time.
11 and 1 in the last.
No, because they went on an 11-game losing streak before this recent stretch of 4-4.
Yeah,
and they only got 14 left.
Just finding themselves.
Not still on the table, Goat.
16 and 1.
Don't
they
you
can do
put
it.
that evil on me. I just, I will happily take any and all solid performances from Modest. Our guy Guilty in the chat a moment ago. Like last night's game in particular, I was not blown away by what Josh and Modest did because they did it against a freaking high school team.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, we talked about that on the show. Yeah, absolutely.
Does it make it any less impressive? No. Does it make it any less of a meaningful piece of data when you're talking about evaluating the future of the team? I think so.
Correct.
If they did that against, say, Spo's defense in a play-in tournament game, much as I don't want to go back there ever again, unless it's a quick stop on the Bulls' way up to the actual big boy playoffs, March regular season against a team that is Tanky Tankerson.
Tank Tankerson. Shout out.
And credits to the Grizzlies for putting that lineup out there last night.
Yeah.
That was impressively awful
They
stuff.
understand the assignment.
Yeah.
Understood the assignment.
That's true.
Yeah, they did. Sarah Bear, do we need to knock on a break? We got time? Okay, cool. Big Dave?
All right, we'll go with me. All right, let's do it. We're going to go with the plus of one Joshua Giddey.
Okay. Talk to me.
Thank you very much. Few things about young Joshua Giddey. Since returning from that Phoenix game, in these past 5 games, he's only had one game where he hasn't had 10 rebounds. One. And the one that he didn't, it was 8. Like, he's been balling.
Scrub.
19, 11, and 13 is what he's doing right now. 47, 45, 77 are the splits from that young man.
45 from 3?
45
Shout
from
out.
3. That is what he's doing these past 5 games. Just this 5-game sample. 65 assists, 18 turnovers. The 2 games where he had the most turnovers, which were 5 and 6, were the 2 games which he had the most assists, which was 17 and 15.
Got to balance it out.
Got to balance that out some kind of way, man. No, he has been cooking. He has been outstanding and fun to watch. Just watching him control the game has been really cool. And watching him take over quarters has been real cool to watch. Like, I watched him take over a second quarter. I've seen him impact the third quarter. I've seen him run it up in the fourth. Like, I've just watched him pick and start choosing his spots of when he should actually be doing these things. That's a sign of somebody who's getting comfortable and somebody who's trying to elevate and go up. But just like GOAT, I already know. Because my first thing was, man, this sounds familiar. Didn't this happen in March? And then I was like, well, what did he do in March? Oh, yeah, he was averaging 29-9 in March last year. So it's around that same kind of thing of Josh Giddey and what he's done.
29, really?
20 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists.
20, yes, 9,
yeah,
okay, that makes sense.
29.
Yeah.
That's what he was
Ain't no
doing.
way he averaged 29 points in a
No,
month.
he did not. He did not. And he's also averaging 1.6 steals a game as well during this time. So it's still impressive when you're looking at it. And for me, it's the facilitation I'm more impressed with than anything. I will always have problems until he fixes them, problems with Josh Giddey and how he scores the ball. I will have issues with that because he can't get by anybody and he barrels into it and, he kind of tosses things up and they kind of go in. Still getting it, still working, and it still counts. But it's the fact. No, it was 20 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists guilty. That is not 29-9. No, 20 points. 9 rebounds, 9 assists. There you go. We got you. But yes, man, he's just been good. He's just been really, 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 really good. And my minus, I just should call this the minus, which is Patrick Lee Williams. I was sitting there thinking like, man, dude, who is the minus? Like, he's always the minus.
He hasn't even earned being on a graphic.
Yeah, but he's just, no graph. Just your name is fine. Just so you all see the full government name. He's always the minus. This should be called the plus Patrick. This is what
Instead
this
of
is.
plus minus?
Yeah.
Plus Patrick?
Plus Patrick. Not you, Patrick, but the other Patrick.
No, our Patrick is great.
Oh, he's in the plus. Yeah, he's definitely on the plus column.
Bring back the newsletter.
No, yes, please. But this dude is, Patrick Williams is ass. And it's really bad. And it's sad to watch. And I'm tired of watching it. But I understand why they don't have a choice to sit there and put him out there and play and see what they got in him because the contract is still really long. And nobody in the NBA wants it. So he'll be here. He just hasn't been good, and he has continued to not be good. That is the thing that he has been consistently doing this season is just not being good at basketball.
Do we have time to ask you guys a question about this, or do we need to go to break?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sarah Bear says yes. She
Sarah
makes
Bear
the
says
rules.
yes. Thank you. Would you rather...
No.
Would you rather waive and stretch him and have 5 years worth of money? I think it's $7.7 million over 5 years on the books.
Yeah.
That's impacting your ability, but he's gone. Would you rather keep him and hope you can trade him in a year or two? And just a salary dump, obviously you're probably not going to get anything for him. Mm-hmm. Or would you rather just waive him right now, eat the whole money per year, $18 million per year over the next 3, but then he doesn't bleed into 4 and 5 more years from now? Like, how would you guys want to handle it from a cap perspective?
If it's my money and I can make that decision, I'm just, I no stretch.
Just eat it.
Just eat it.
Yeah.
I mean, the NFL deals with dead cap all the time when they make oopsie contracts.
Yeah.
All the time.
But you think about like what the Bucks did with Damian Lillard, what the Suns did with Bradley Beal, and it's like they now have basically $22.5 million of dead money on their books that is preventing them from, you're never going to be a cap space.
Sure.
Yeah, true.
Versus what you could do, which is waive and stretch it, but now it's 5 years on the books instead of 3 years. I think it's
if I had faith in the Bulls going big game hunting,
I think it's actually 7 years, right? Because it's
in free agency,
2 times the amount of years plus 1.
I might feel differently about it. But like for the Bulls fans who are really excited about all this cap space theoretically being freed up this season, the AK 2026 summer of flexibility plan and that aspect of it, I keep at who are you signing? Yeah. Who do you think they're signing?
Yeah. I like Juan Miller's NBA expansion team is the answer for P. Will.
Hey.
He's got a point there.
We'll talk about that later.
We'll get in that later. He's got a point there. Unprotected.
We got to knock out an answer. All right, let's knock out our first ad break. We'll come back on the other side. A couple more plus minuses before we dive into our NBA expansion talk. Big news. Hit that Twitter sphere yesterday from Sham Charania. Hit that like button. It's free. Make sure you subscribe to the CHGO Sports YouTube channel. Also a free thing. We'll be right back.
Ass. 5 years. 5 long years. That's a good thing. A lot of awesome things can happen in 5 years, ladies and gentlemen. We can be doing CHGO for 5 years. That's pretty awesome.
One more.
Your kids continue to grow. That's pretty awesome. The cough keep coughing. That's what's going to happen also, man.
Hate to tell you.
Matt Peck, Guinness that's going to be going down in 5 years.
5 of them.
Yes. Xfinity's 5-year price guarantee. You can set your watch to it, ladies and gentlemen. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And let me tell you the best part. Come on in. Let me tell you the best part. No annual contracts. and no hidden fees. You get Xfinity's best equipment. It is included with all of it, ladies and gentlemen. We love Xfinity. Not just because we sit in the Xfinity studio, even though it is plush and lavish and awesome while we're looking at this plaque right here. I hope you see it too. But because we all use it at home, it is the best. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
CHGO Bulls also brought to you by Hooters. Basketball is better at Hooters, and we are about to get the biggest dose of basketball of the year. I'm ready for it.
Slap across the face.
We got first four stuff happening. Then we got big old round one stuff happening on Thursday,
for some teams,
Friday.
madness for others.
Such madness! Catch all of the madness at one of Hooters' 11 Chicagoland locations. Check them out at originalhooters.com to find the one closest to you. Hoops at Hooters means hot wings, cold beers, and those Hooters girls. Maybe you're watching at home. That's great, too. I love watching sports at home. It's the best place.
Pretty good.
Grab Hooters to go. Order online now at order.hooters.com. And also check out that drink of the month. Quench your thirst with a mango mojito for just $8. A delicious blend of Bacardi rum, mango puree, lime juice, and mint. Again, check out one of their 11 different Chicagoland locations or check them out at originalhooters.com. Watch some hoops. Eat some wings. CHGO Bulls rolling along Tuesday afternoon. Thanks for being here, Bulls Nation. Hit that like button. It's free. Before we dive into my plus and minuses, I think I saw Anthony in the chat ask for maybe some good Bulls luck by chugging a Guinness, something along those lines. Drink it into existence, I believe I saw Anthony say.
We take the temp on that.
Yeah, we can take the temp. Yeah, there you go. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I was going to just nurse it casually over the course of a show, but we got to make the people happy. Here we go. Happy St. Patty's Day.
I'll drink some water.
St. Patty's Day. He drinks his water. I will drink my water / something else.
Pat, I need another one, please. All right.
Look at him just get up and run.
That man is a hero.
Also, Matt, correct me if I'm wrong, but can you buy that cup or that pint on the CHGO?
I'm drinking out of one of our lovely Pride and Joy of Illinois CHGO Bears pint glasses.
And we have a Bulls one too. And,
we do. The
one.
retro Bulls design is also available in t-shirt form. Shout out Patrick, King of Kings. A whole
Patrick Lee Norton.
My pint glass cabinet in my kitchen is just all CHGO pint glasses now.
Don't do that.
Switched out my whole crew. All right, why don't you go up taking the temp while I'm pouring this beer for myself? Taking the temp. Brought to you by friends at Four Seasons. Dave, you've heard of them.
Heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric.
Don't forget that sewer. They do that too. Visit FourSeasonsHeatingCooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's FourSeasonsHeatingCooling.com.
Yes. We're taking a temp on Matt Peck's pour, which was exquisite. Well done.
Gradually, right? The two-part pour. Have to with the Guinness. All right, my plus is kind of similar to Goat's because it is Modest related. But honestly, like just hearing Goat talk about Modest just now, and then seeing that table of the first 50 whatever games, and then the last 5, I am high on the fact that we as a fan base and people who cover the team are obsessing over every second that Modest Buzelis is on the floor right now, because I feel like that has taken the forefront of what the remainder of the season is about and should be about. All right. It's also being done with a larger body of work to sample from because he's out there more. It wasn't, we got to wait 2/3 of the way through his rookie year before we can start talking about this guy and watching him as a starter. He started the whole year. He missed, one game with that slight ankle, roll injury. We've seen Modest and more Modest and more Modest as the year's gone on. The minutes have steadily climbed. And I think it's a good thing. Like, it's a good way to make use of our time as fans. And also, it is vitally important to have a good grasp on what this guy can do right now, what he can't do right now, and how we might bridge seeing him go from point A to point B. Other people can be as interested or invested in other parts or storylines of what's happening with this team right now. You just talked about March Josh last season and March Josh this season. Same guy. Great. Good job. Modest getting better, I still think, and will continue to think, is the most important part of this team getting actually good until we find out what their next draft pick is, who their next draft pick is. So the nitpicking, the putting every element of every Modest game that we watch now under a microscope, maybe it's a lot of pressure for a young NBA player, but we're going to praise when there is things to praise. We're going to criticize when there's things to criticize. I just think it's a good thing to focus on.
Yeah, and he knows it. Like, he has had to step into a leadership role. He has had to step into a primary scoring role. Like, he's this season has sort of, with the trades that they made, has fast-tracked his development in a way that he was always going to have to come up against that. But I think this is good for him to just deal with it. I mean, that's what we always would have wanted, right? Is for him to just like have to be in that role and not to be floating around the perimeter and having to cede touches to vets around him. Yeah. Like, this is the opportunity that we've been talking about for him. And you know what? That's going to come with some great moments for him. It's going to come with some tough ones, and we're going to have to be analyzing it. But like, he knows that, and he's like, the way that Billy coaches him, as hard as Billy is on him, I think he understands that is what comes with that. Yes. And he's ready for it.
And also, Guilty, that is Sarah on the controls today.
It's Queen Sarah Bear.
That is Sarah Bear on the controls today. Shout out to her.
What did I do?
Yeah, he was just shouting out whoever was on the control. Just
making an assumption that it was Joey today. Yeah. On most days, fair assumption. But no, Joey is actually going to do a watch along for Sling TV, for some of the first four action that's happening. They tip off at 5:40, and we're wrapping up at 5:30. So tune into that right here at CHGO Sports YouTube channel after CHGO Bulls.
Matthew, what up, bro? I ain't see you in a minute. Shout out to you, man.
Hey, what's going on,
man? For real, my guy.
Yeah. So that's my plus for Modest. I'm liking it. I can't wait for the Bulls games back to back tomorrow and the next day, so I can watch more Modest and talk about more Modest. That's all about Modest. That's the area code I am living in right now.
And you shouldn't live in any other one. Like, that's where you should be staying, is wherever Modest Buzelis talk is absolutely happening, because and I continue to say this, a lot of fan sanity, including Matt Peck, is hanging on Modest Buzelis' development on this team. Like, he is what's keeping people around, keeping them excited.
Hi, and me.
It's about Modest Buzelis, man. Like, he has to grow into the player that we, think he can be, but also the player that he wants to be. Mm-hmm. So I think those are key things for him. And we're watching him do it. Like, I think that's the great thing about it, is we're watching him do it and starting to find out and do it his kind of way, because it was I wish I had a better word than timidness, because I don't think he's timid at all, but hesitation is probably a better word. There was hesitation with him doing certain things on the floor, because he's like, oh, no, got to get over to this guy. Oh, no, coach told me not to do it like this. Oh, no, guys need that. I'm going to fall back and do it that way. But now, like you said, who's there? It's Matt, me, and and Sarah out there, bro. We passing you the ball. You know what I'm saying? You do your thing. You go score. You go dominate. You show what you can do on this floor. So, yeah, it's really great to see, man, him continuing to grow and ascend.
And I don't think it's any coincidence that the three of us each picked two guys that have been really good and really important. Like, I don't want to minimize what they're doing. They've built like a great partnership. I think they're playing well off of one another. I really want to credit Giddey for his improvement as a shooter and as an off-ball player, although he is playing a lot on the ball. But again, it's just like, it has to be something that persists beyond just like the last month and a half of a lost season. Like this, we'll see next year. But like, that's kind of where we're at.
Ideally, yes. Von DG in the chat saying, glad Matt has someone to be excited about on this team. Thank you. Let's hope Modest reaches his ceiling. I hope you have at least one person to be excited about on this team too, whoever it may be. All right, with that, we can get to 12 minutes last night. They used him for the game day graphic.
That's right.
From their Twitter account.
Goon of the night.
And he only played 12 minutes.
That's right.
Shame.
Shame.
Speaking of shame, minus. Just like I had to bring people down a little bit, but I'm actually going to try to use my minus to uplift. Like, I wanted to shout out our pal Eli Schuster again. I think I shouted him out on yesterday's show for something. He had a great stat about Modest and his company with the 100 blocks this season stat. Mm-hmm. I was going back and forth with a couple different Bulls fans late last night after getting home from postgame. Okay. One of whom was our guy, Jamal from Bulls Central. Shout out, Jamal. Y'all probably tune into his content as well. He's great at what he does. We love him, friend of the show. He is a member of the anti-tank crew.
Sure.
I am a member of the pro-tank crew.
Sure.
We're going back and forth and having a conversation that felt very similar to a lot of conversations that have been had within this community of Bulls people for the last couple years now. And I kept replying to him and then ending it with like, dude, agree to disagree. 6% is not nothing. 6% is 6%. Mm-hmm. And him saying, if it's Modest and Josh looking this good and developing, then I can look. Yes, ideally, I would rather have the 9th spot in the lottery. Ideally, rather have the 9th spot than 10th, but I'm not going to sacrifice the development of those guys for 1 or 2 more wins and therefore a few more percentage points. I still stand with the group of people who believe that 6% is 6%. And Eli earlier today had a tweet, and I'll read it to you in case you missed it. The fact that fans even have to argue about whether or not the Bulls should win a game is the real problem, not the argument itself being the problem. It's a reflection of just how lost the organization is at the moment.
Yeah.
So when I say, I don't know how I phrase it, proper targets, I'm sick of Bulls fans bickering between and betwixt one another about the right path out of this muck. Pro tankers, anti-tankers will live with the wins if it means these guys are getting better, but how much better are you really getting if you're doing it against these trash teams and tanking teams in a meaningless month of March? And so, like, don't forget who the real enemy is, because it's not your fellow Bulls fans who have different opinions. It's the freaking people who made this mess.
Yeah.
And Eli's point about it just pointing to the fact that that's where the team is right now. We're fighting about whether or not it's in the team's best interest to lose games and therefore increase a few percentage points of their chance to land a top 4 pick and therefore the most likely possible outcome of getting a franchise-changing talent through the draft.
Yeah.
It's the Reinsdorf's fault and it's AK's fault that's where we are. Don't ever lose sight of that. So whenever you're cranky, fire off a mean tweet about Jerry or AK instead of going at your fellow Bulls fans. We're all stuck in this crap together, trying to get out. Some of us are pulling this way and some of us are pulling that way. That's okay. Don't forget who put us in the hole. For the love of God.
Should brought the hats over. Hey,
yeah,
Julia.
Should have.
Go ahead.
I was just going to add a couple of things to that. Number one, I think it's important to remember that 2 things can be true at the same time. I don't remember if I said this on the show, if I wrote it, if I said it to you guys off the show, but I'll say it again. Like, would Modest's, I guess it would have been 35, 36 point game against the Warriors have been like him building losing habits had Draymond Green not made the dumbest foul you've ever seen?
It's a good fair
foul
question.
Jalen Smith and put him to the free throw line to send the game to overtime. If they had lost that game and Draymond had never fouled him, would that have been losing habits? Would it have been bad experience for Modest? Was it bad experience for him to go through what he went through with Luka and try to poke the bear and realize you can't poke the bear against a player like that had they won? Like, I think that was a really good learning experience for him. I think that was one of the more impactful lessons that he's probably learned all year in terms of how good these guys can be and what level he needs to get to in order to compete with that. There's been a million examples of that. And I think, frankly, you look at the 11-game losing streak and the lessons that he learned from that of not wanting to feel that way again. I think there's always learnings to be had, whether the outcome is positive or negative. And I think it's also important. So in that way, both things can be true, right? Like you can develop and have a good game and it be positive for your growth, whether you win or lose. And then number 2 is, I think that fans arguing about that stuff is what fans are supposed to do. They're supposed to have differences of opinions about the direction of the team and which players they like and don't like and whether they think a player can be what they hope he can be or not. The front office and ownership, that is not what they are supposed to be doing. What they are supposed to be doing is what is objectively best for the team. And what is objectively best for the team, whether it's hard to stomach or not, is to increase the chances of you jumping up in the lottery. Because whether you think Modest and Giddey can be the 1A and 1B on a championship team or not, they could still really use a 1C or a 2A. Or if you don't think that those guys can be a 1A and 1B, then it would be great to find a 1A. And you could probably do that in this draft at the top. So I think that is one of the challenges that this front office has had in terms of their ability to put a team together, is that they operate like fans. They have had a hard time taking themselves out of the wins and losses and not seeing the bigger picture and like the mathematically correct path forward. And it's hard to do that. I totally understand that. But at the end of the day, that's the job, is to pick the hard thing to do because that's what's best for the team. And you've seen over and over again. I wrote this last night and I wrote it basically every other game because they keep on doing the same thing.
Hate to tell you.
That is the biggest problem with this team right now, is that they're not willing to do what is the hard thing, which is also the best thing for themselves.
Matthew Askren in the chat asking, are we allowed to still blame Garpax? And Paul saying blaming Garpax is eternal. That's a funny thing and an interesting question to ponder. I have no interest in the, is AK and maybe Eversley, if he still technically works here, is Acme worse than what the Bulls fans were stuck with Gar Forman and John Paxson for all those years? And some people have tried to make that argument to be like, well, at least John and Gar had a couple of hits in the draft. They built the best team that Bulls fans have seen since the dynasty ended.
They were good in the draft.
They had misses too, but they had a lot of hits.
They were good in the draft.
And
I mean, it's like unequivocal.
Yes, I think you're right.
But it also misses the point.
It also misses the point, yes, which is that, like, for the love of God, the loyalty that existed between Jerry R, not Jerry K, and John Paxson was so ongoing, forever, eternal, loyal. The dude still works there.
Yeah.
Collecting checks. Special advisor, senior advisor.
Stacking.
He had to go to Jerry and say, hey, man, I think I got to stop doing this. People are getting rowdy in the streets. The building's empty. We should probably mix this up.
Billboards happening.
They've both proven to not be good enough. So why are we arguing between two options that are clearly not the right answer? Like,
right.
They should find a new
The
option.
right answer is
two asses.
An owner that cared about winning would have fired AK a while ago and conducted a thorough search to try to find, even if you're not successful, try to find somebody who's better at building winning rosters.
Yeah.
But
it's a thing.
The John move was way too delayed. They had to do the AK and Eversley search during COVID. I'm sure that was no picnic.
They did.
They made a couple of really big swings after their first year to evaluate what they had. They overhauled the roster. They made it to game 5 of round 1 and then just sat spinning their wheels for 3 years after that. Like,
it's true.
How do you not fire those people?
Yeah.
How do you not fire those people if you're the Chicago Bulls and you always love to pound your chest around the globe about being this great model of integrity and competitiveness? Y'all ain't that.
It's not working.
Haven't been that in a long time.
No, it's been a while. It's been a second. It's been a second since it's gone down that way, man. And it's sad to watch, and it's sad to watch happen to a team that you just love and a team that you just adore. And you're knowing what they should do. And they're like, nah, we're going to keep doing this the other way. And it's like, but that way clearly isn't working, bro. Like, you got to pivot, you got to shift and try something else. No, not that jam and not how they want to do it. But the bottom line is bottom lining. And that's the thing about it. The checks are clearing. And so they're cool with that. They're okay with being just at that standard of being in the middle. That's very comfortable to be at for them. It's not comfortable as fans, though. Like, we pissed about it. Like, we don't want to continue to sit here and watch this stuff. I like going to the playoffs. You know what I mean? I like making those deep runs.
Dare I say round 2?
It's a thing.
Dare I?
Teams do it. I am here to, get my heart broken, watch a buzzer beater from another team beat us. Cool.
Oof.
I want to go, though. Like, I want that to happen.
I just played that LeBron shot in game 4 in my head as you said that.
But that's the playoffs. And then what before that was a Derrick Rose shot.
Hit me in the feels.
Yeah. But the Derrick Rose shot happened before this, so it was a great thing. You know, like, you want all those memories and all those moments as a fan. It's the same argument I had for the Bears. I was like, no, bro, go ahead and blow it all because I am cool with going deep in the playoffs and losing that close game, bro, because the alternative that I have been experiencing for over a decade was ass, and I don't want that no more, all right? And I don't want this anymore. We just want to go to the playoffs. We want to make these deep runs, creating new memories, man, with these new teams out here. And it just seems like their memory is operating from a place of fear. And you will never succeed operating from a place of fear, all right? You have to put yourself out there and go for it. That's the only way to have that success.
Yeah, but don't forget your D-Rose bobblehead, though. Part 4. Should we knock out our last ad break, Sarah? We'll do that, and then we'll come back. We'll dive into some of this latest news about the NBA's expansion that is right around the corner. They got some cities picked out. What can it mean for the Bulls? We'll talk about that next. Hit the like button and subscribe. Both things are free. CHGO Bulls is brought to you by Bet365. Good, better, best! Shout out Ben Johnson. Chicago's home to the most iconic 3-word slogan in American sports, and Bet365's honoring that shirtless rallying cry with a 3-word motto of their own: early payout offer. Here's how it works. If your team, the team you're riding goes up by 10 points, at any point in the game, they'll pay out your bet right there on the spot. Seriously, That way you can get back to what really matters, defending tavern style on the internet.
Facts.
Bet365, where winning is everything. Once you turn off Lower Whacker Drive and your service comes back, download that app today. It's no Chicago handshake, but as far as deals go, it's probably the next best thing. Bet365, where winning is everything. Download that app. Use code CHGO365 at sign up today. Call 1-800-GAMBLER if you have a gambling problem. Please gamble responsibly.
You woke up this morning, you looked in your fridge, you didn't want to cook, you didn't have enough money on you to go ahead and get something to eat. Couldn't do it like that. Well, I got something that you can have that is just $5 and will fill you right on up, and it's good for you. It's called Huel, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Big Dave, why is it so awesome and why is it so good? And you guys got 100,000 subscribers, 106,000 to be exact. That's wow. But 35 grams of protein, 27 essential vitamins and minerals, no artificial sweeteners, colors. Is there any more? Yup. Flavors, none of that. And it's gluten-free. Shout out to you people that like that. And like I told you, it is under $5 per meal. It is the best. You get that same high protein, same complete meal benefits, and flexible flavors, y'all. You can add fruit. You can put your nut butter in. Whatever you want to add to it, you can make it a party as long as you got some Huel.
This one's chocolate.
Yeah. Get Huel today with my exclusive offer, y'all. 15% off online with that code BULLS15. That is for new customers only. Thank you for Huel for partnering with us on our show. 4 letters, 1 word. Huel.
CHGO Bulls, we're back hanging out for a while longer here on Tuesday afternoon. Thanks for being with us, Bulls Nation. Hit the like button if you didn't do it during the ad break. It's free.
It is.
Shout out to our guy, Max, walking backstage.
Walking around.
Always doing something, that
Shout
guy.
out to Max for
always
walking.
busted. Oh,
Yeah.
got a little catwalk action just now.
Man.
That man, here's his name.
Too
He
sexy
knows.
for his shit.
Yeah. Let me get a little spin going back. Look at that.
Look at
Yeah.
that right there.
While also
Rotate.
repping CHGO merch.
That's
Look
right.
at this guy.
Oh, man. He's on it.
A true hero.
This is why they should never let us in studio. We're going to mess with everybody.
Yeah, this is where all the real hardworking
We're gonna be
people
stopped.
exist,
Yeah.
is this side of our building.
Work from happening.
Yeah, man. Impeding it.
All right, guys. So early yesterday morning, there was big breaking news from, of course, Deschamps. We got a Shams bomb on Monday morning. In case you missed it, the NBA will hold a vote at the Board of Governors meeting March 24th and 25th. That is right around the corner. To explore adding expansion teams exclusively in Las Vegas and Seattle, with the 2 franchises targeted for the 28-29 NBA season. There's momentum for stakeholders to approve surveying what industry executives project will be bids in the $7 to $10 billion range for each team.
That's goat money.
Shams had a bit more intel with a quote tweet saying the first vote allows the league to explore purchase processes for Las Vegas and Seattle. There will then be a potential final vote later in the year to finalize transactions to 32 teams if bids reach necessary thresholds. In both voting rounds, 23 of the 30 existing governors must vote in favor of expansion.
Okay.
But so, like, this has just been a thing that has been talked about, and every once in a while there's a little blurb about it in the news, and the NBA people will talk about it and be like, okay, well, we'll talk about it again when it comes around again.
This is it.
This is it. Like, this report yesterday, it's happening. And it's happening the season after next.
Yeah. It's going down.
From 30 teams to 32, the league's first expansion of any number of teams since 2004. After the whole, the Pelicans were a thing, and then they brought an organization back to Charlotte.
Yes.
With the Bobcats. Shout out Gerald Wallace and some of those legendary teams.
That made me laugh.
This is a fool. Initially, are you guys excited about the league expanding to 32 teams? Some people are questioning if there's not a risk of saturation, but just a factor of we're talking about, we got 10 of the 30 teams taken right now.
I think, number one, this is very exciting. I'm excited about this. I think there is enough talent in this league to go around. I think it will shake things up in a way that the NBA really needs right now.
Yeah.
You look at I feel like there's just been a lot of bad stuff going on with the NBA in terms of the tanking narratives and discussion that we're having, the playoffs, the length of the season being too long, load management, injuries, soft tissue injuries, not to mention Giannis doing the Kalshi thing. That's just not good for the league.
Yeah.
and you look at the NFL and the like game operations and the presentation of it is so much better.
Yeah.
And you look at the MLB and they've done, I think, a really good job of like making the game move faster, changing the rules to make it a better viewing experience for fans. And I think the NBA is at a really critical point where they need to start doing some of the same things. I think bringing in 2 new teams is the right time to be able to do that. So there's a couple things I wanted to talk about today. I don't know if we're quite ready to dig into these yet, but just in terms of like
dig, baby, dig.
The season and like the NBA Cup, I just feel like there's a lot of ideas, the lottery, all the stuff that can change when you bring in 2 more teams, because you really have to shake things up. On top of the fact that it's exciting the expansion draft is going to be a huge moment on TV. We're going to be covering it probably live. Like there's a lot of excitement with it. And I think it can be really good for the league to make some much needed and long overdue changes.
All right, hit them with it, go. Let's get into it.
I guess I was just kind of thinking about, like, one thing I was thinking about is just like, okay, so what do you do with the conferences and divisions?
Yes, this is what I'm fascinated by.
Yeah. So I don't know. I like tweeted this out yesterday. I like posted I quote tweeted something else, somebody else's post with just like a map of what the divisions would be.
I saw that, yeah.
And it like went crazy. So I was like, we got to talk about this. But
by
just
the
like,
way,
what do you
just,
think?
before you dig into this, Shams did note in the full write-up on that report yesterday that it right now is likely the NBA expects either the Minnesota Timberwolves or Memphis Grizzlies to move from the West to the East to realign the conferences, because both teams, Seattle and Vegas, of course, based on geography, will be Western Conference teams.
What do you think?
Minnesota in the East, yes.
Minnesota in the Bulls division.
Yes, give me Anthony. More stars, the merrier in the Eastern Conference. For me, it increases the chances of those guys from making those really true deep playoff runs and maybe getting to finals and things like that, which for me makes it more exciting.
You're saying that as an NBA fan, not a Bulls fan.
As an NBA fan, I'm saying
not as a Bulls fan.
Not as a Bulls fan. No.
That's trouble.
I'm saying that as an NBA fan.
Yeah.
But I'm not scared of the competition. Like, bring on the competition, bro. Like, I'm with all of that. It's my team that has to be prepared for the competition. All right?
Shout out.
Yeah. We going to go out there and we going to fight. I'm cool with the fight. You know what I mean? But are you prepared for it? And the Bulls are not prepared for that fight, which is why I can look at this more as an NBA fan than a Bulls fan right now. But in general, I am a more the merrier kind of guy. I bring it over. People always want to talk about abolish the East and it being, well, cool. Inject it with some more talent. Bring more talented teams over there to the Eastern Conference, and then let's have a party.
Corey in the chat saying T-Wolves, Bucks, Bulls, Pistons going full NFC North route.
Let's do it, man.
Now, what are your thoughts on this, Goat?
So that's exactly what I was going to say is, number one, I think that division makes a lot of sense. You match it up exactly with the NFL, which is fun. And just geographically, it makes sense. I don't think that you can think about this in terms of like, let's get Anthony Edwards into the East. Because Anthony Edwards isn't going to play for his whole career, right? Like, the Bulls were dominant in this division at a time when like the Bucks were kind of a disaster. The Pistons were post their championship runs. Like that stuff always changes.
We're
and
talking
I think
2028 though. That's like 2 years. We're not talking 5 years.
For the current moment, 100%, obviously. But I think the NBA has to be thinking about this just in terms of like roster balance and in terms of travel. I think that's a big one. So I think that could be interesting. I think this opens up a whole can of worms. Do you want to just have divisions and not do conferences and do some sort of playoff bracket that brings all, in this case, it would be 8 different conferences or divisions together and like the winner moves on or something like that. Or
seeding it 1 through 16 instead of 2 1 through 8.
Yeah, or maybe
I've
you just
heard that idea before.
Maybe you remove that altogether and just do the top 16 teams in the league make the playoffs. With 2 more teams, do you expand the play-in tournament? Do you shorten it? Do you change the lottery now because there's more teams that are going to be competing for that? There's just so many different things. And for whatever reason, maybe the least important, I guess, came to mind first, which is about, I wanted to run this by you for the NBA Cup, because I think the NBA Cup is kind of in this really weird stage right now. The midseason cup, where it just doesn't really matter.
Yeah, who gives a crap about it?
The last couple games of it are fun in Vegas, like the finals. They're competitive games.
It's true.
But aside from that, like the actual games don't really matter.
Yeah.
Who won it this year?
I think the Knicks.
Cool.
Yeah.
Don't remember.
Cool. Okay, so here's the idea that I have for you guys, because I think this accomplishes a couple of different things. Number one is 32 teams. You play 2 games against every other team in the league, 1 home, 1 away. Shorten the season to 62 games.
62-game season.
That I think is a good thing. But
Dave hates it.
But let me introduce some other ideas.
Go ahead.
Now, instead
dare
of doing randomized group stages where every year you don't even know who's in your group, you make these divisions the NBA groups.
NBA Cup group stage
Cup
is
group
your
stage.
division.
Okay.
And so now you have built some rivalry and like
like
meaningful
where you're going
games
here.
with the teams in your
I
backyard.
like where you're going here.
So my proposal is you play 2 games so month of December is Cup month.
Mm-hmm.
And during Cup month, you play each of those other 3 teams in your division 2 times in a back-to-back set, 1 home, 1 away.
Gotcha.
And it's like a mini playoff series. And you start to because when you play a team in back-to-back games and the stakes are a little bit higher, that's when you can start to have like more meaningful games. That's where you can start to have some more rivalries.
Pushing, shoving, talking. Yeah.
So that's 6 more games. So that'd be 68 games. And then the winner of each division, and you could do it by record, you could do it by point differential. That team advances, and then they're in an 8-team bracket that basically leads you to the end of the month of December, where on Christmas Day, the headlining game would be the NBA Cup Championship.
Ooh.
And I think that'd be a really fun way to
like
get
that
into the
idea.
season, to build momentum. And because NBA Christmas Day is an exciting day on the NBA calendar, to put that game as the headliner, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
But so what are the other, because you have 5 games on the NBA Christmas Day slate.
That's what I would go.
So if just the one marquee matchup on Christmas Day is the NBA Cup Championship, what are the other
gonna do with the rest of
games
my
with
time?
other other teams who didn't make it to the final, but are like good matchups?
Yeah, basically. Right now, the way it works is if you don't make it past your group stage, the NBA reassigns you games. And so
That's
in
why
this
the Bulls
case,
play the Hornets 18 times this season.
exactly.
That's correct.
In this case, you would just get reassigned games, and the NBA could basically decide whatever teams they wanted to play on Christmas. Because you wouldn't play, it would be 3 additional games, including the championship. Every team would get reassigned 2 games, and you could just, however the NBA wanted to do that, you could pick out the matchups the same way they do now, and just also put those earlier in the day on Christmas, and then just play the 7 p.m. tip on Christmas as the NBA Cup game. So if you include all those games, you get to a 70-game season, which I think is a much better way to spread that out. You could probably eliminate all 3 and 4s, probably a lot of the back-to-backs. There'd be less travel because you'd be going to only the Western Conference teams once per year. You'd be playing more in-division games, which would be less travel. You'd be playing your division opponents 4 times per year, which would build the rivalries. And
You do that now.
right, but you'd be playing fewer games. You'd basically be eliminating
So
like
a larger
a third
percentage
game.
of your season's total games would be division games.
2 games against every team,
Right.
except for 4 games,
And
as
4
opposed
games.
to like 3 against the Wizards, 4
Right.
against the Hornets.
Yeah.
So it just kind of like breaks it up a little bit more evenly. And I think you remove a lot of the problems with the NBA that the NBA has right now by shortening the season because of the load management, the injuries, the miles, the travel, the sleep, all that stuff that is affecting the games. Plus, there's fewer games for you to have variance when it comes to the lottery. And I think that can help adjust some of the lottery stuff too. And maybe there's a way to incorporate like the point differential in the cup games into the lottery odds. Like, I don't know. I think there's a lot they could do, but it would just require them to like really think about
NBA Cup
revamping
Bulls
this.
so far would be screwed in that
But like,
department.
but of the losing teams in the NBA Cup games.
Yeah.
So you have a group of, what would it be? 24 teams that don't make the NBA Cup like playoff bracket.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of those 24 teams, the however many don't make the playoffs are ranked in order of point differential. And that's the lottery order. So like the worst team in terms of
Interesting.
point differential
Is
either
it the
gets the best
bottom?
pick or the worst
Yeah.
pick, maybe, if you want to do it that way.
Yeah.
But like I feel like there's a lot of different ways you can utilize this to, 1, make it the moment that I think the NBA wants to make it, 2, shorten the season, which will solve a lot of their issues, and 3, utilize it as a way to revamp the lottery process, which whatever changes that they're going to make this summer, and I expect them to make some meaningful changes, they're going to have to change again in 2 years when they introduce 2 new teams to the league.
That's true.
So I think that this is basically just an opportunity and kind of got the gears spinning for me of like, what can they do to make this a better product, which I think they really need right now.
First of all, shout out to our guy Strick in the chat who said, "I don't watch this show for common
That's
sense."
what I started laughing when he said. See, yeah.
I hate to tell
That's
you.
what I started laughing.
Corey in the chat also bringing up a fair point
Yeah,
about
man.
shortening the season may not fly. You got to believe owners would want to prorate those players' salaries if you take the season from 82 games down to 62. Same discussion in the MLB.
Well, this would be
had possibly
70
shortening
72.
72.
Oh, so you said 72.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
it's actually, it would be 62 game regular season, 6 group stage cup games, so that's 68, and then 2 add-on games, so 70 games.
70.
But I think like, is the NFL really like losing revenue based on not having 82 games and only having 17? Like
No,
but they are
but they
adding more
did
games.
increase from
Yeah.
16 games to
They
17
definitely added
games
more
because
games.
money.
because money, and I get that, but you can make the product more valuable and charge a higher rate getting into the building by having fewer games. Like you make when there's too much supply, there's less demand.
I believe that in theory. I don't believe in it in likely execution.
I also think that the
100%,
TV
yeah.
deals with the cup games would be way more lucrative if they're more meaningful.
Yeah.
And they would be more meaningful in this scenario. And then you could charge, like, I think,
They
and
would
at the end
be
of the
more
day,
meaningful.
like,
I
that's
agree
just
with
like
that.
hyper capitalism, like deflating the quality of the product
Money,
just
money,
for,
money.
yeah, just for the money. Like at a certain point, you have to do what is in the best interest of the product if you want the product to be healthy and be able to continue to make you money. Like I think this is the opportunity that they've been in need of in order to make some of these changes. I don't know if this is like a good idea or not, but like, it's just what I was thinking about this morning and yesterday. And like, I do think they really need to make some changes to the NBA.
I think what also this does, what I was thinking about just watching group. First of all, this is freaking brilliant, by the way, dog.
I like
straight
it.
up.
I like a
Dude,
lot of the
like
ideas
this dude
that are
right
baked
here,
in there.
man.
Yeah,
Like,
I like
he's
it.
man, come on, dog. It's incredible.
I want to be on like the NBA idea committee.
Yes,
I want to just like come up
yes.
with
Put him there.
Idea number one that your pal Matt's going to whisper in your ear: rig the lottery for
Yes.
the Bulls. Force Jerry to sell. Get
I'm
the
open.
board of governors together and tell Jerry to get the fuck out.
What it makes me think about also is the future expansion, not just these two teams, but how they want to be internationally.
Yeah.
So it kind of lends itself to that as well, as far as how you're breaking down the groups when those groups A, B, and C and D. Like it brings itself to a more international kind of style of game that I know the NBA kind of wants to adopt.
Yeah.
It makes it easier for them to adhere to.
Yeah. And I think there's always be a challenge with like introducing new teams to this. You'd have to rearrange the new division stuff. But like, I think really it's less about like what are the divisions and more about like what can we do to meaningfully improve the product here such that there's a better viewing experience for the fans and a healthier business product that the league can sell to TV partners or whatever. Like that's how they need to be thinking about this. I assume that's how they are thinking about this. But this is, I think, the opportunity for them to make those kind of meaningful changes. And they're going to have to do stuff with the lottery too. Like, but could this be a part of it? I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot they could do here.
Eco being one of our regulars in the chat saying, keep the same amount of games, but lengthen the season deep in the summer. No one watches WNBA anyway. Okay, a couple of things, Eco being. One, don't be ignorant.
Yeah.
You seen some of these WNBA ratings
Pretty good.
in the Caitlin Clark era?
Some of those players are even better than the actual players on the teams that you watch. So, anyways.
You brought the bear
Hate
out.
to tell you.
Bringing
Yeah,
the
that's
bear
not
out,
Sarah
sir.
Bear. That's just the bear.
The bear.
And then also lengthen it into the season, into the summer. Keep the same number of games, which is go from what, October to mid-July? Excuse me, sir. In the immortal words of Scottie Pippen, I'm not trying to bleep my summer up with a longer NBA season. You know how long it feels already going April to October? Strike that, reverse it. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Elongate the NBA season. How dare you, sir? Some of us here have jobs. I love my summers, all right? There's still plenty to talk about.
Summer Peck is a thing.
You got the draft combine, you got the draft lottery, then you got the actual draft, then you got free agency, then you got summer league.
Yeah.
And then end of July, September, we all take a nice deep breath or two or 6.
Or 7.
Where does that go? Where does that go? If you're talking about an 8-month NBA season, no, sir. I denounce your idea. I call it ridiculous.
Imagining lengthening Bulls games. Yeah, Wild Miller. Yes.
It's like the same thing with like stats in the modern NBA. Like the game is happening so much faster. They're shooting more threes. There's more rebounds to be had. There's more assists to be had. It's just like it's inflating everything. And like I do think that they need to shorten the season. I do think that they need to like have fewer games. I also think that probably won't change load management. Like they're just going to be load managing for 68 games or 70 games instead of for 82. I get that, but I don't think that necessarily is a reason not to do it because it will still improve the product in so many other ways.
Okay.
Shout out to our guy Paul who said I attended more Sky games than Bulls games this season. Shout out to you.
Period.
That's all you do, and you wrap it there.
Oh my God! And real quick too, they're so much more entertaining than the actual Bulls games.
See,
anyways,
got the Bears started, man.
I need a wider seat at the Chicago Sky Stadium. Those are not built for extra large sized humans.
Are not.
Dave can attest. We got time. Where are we at, Sarah Bear? No, we do not have time.
No, she gave the one. I saw it.
Sarah is going to go down the hall, and we got our guy Joey C, king of the controls, doing some watch-along fun for Sling for one of these first 4 games we got coming up.
Sling!
Starting at 5:40 Central Time. So keep it right here, CHGO Sports YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed so you get alerts every time we go live. Especially comes in handy for those emergency pods. It's free to subscribe. So what are you waiting for? You can be joining that awesome crew of 100 plus K and growing. 105, 106, something like that now. Shout out to each and every one of you who's already subscribed and helped us get that awesome trophy that we proudly displayed today. Shout out to 100K. Shout out to 100K more. Big Dave, GOAT, always a pleasure. Cherberry, you're a champion. Don't ever tell me about extending the NBA season further into summer ever again. Hit the like button on your way out. It's glorious. Free. We'll get out of here. Will_Gottlieb. Bow, BNWL Sports, Bulls_Peck, CHGO_Bulls. We're back tomorrow. Pregame, Bulls, Raptors, 6:30 Central. See you then. Appreciate you, Bulls Nation. See you right. Be good.
Thank y'all. We love y'all.
We all silly like the mayor.